Going on. So we are here to talk about the third person that could be Canelo Alvarez's Huckleberry, and that is Demetrius Andrade. A lot of us through the years we say that we saw all of the back and forth between Demetrius Andrade and other fighters. The back and forth recently between Demetrius Andrade and Canelo. He pulled up at his press conference, and Canelo told him, "Get up, get the fuck out of here, man. You're not even you a horrible fighter. Get the fuck out of here." Shit like that. So Demetrius Andrade, his pros, I guess, very awkward, uh, unorthodox defense, very hard to figure out. Real awkward fighter, man. You'll think he's throwing a punch from right here, then he throw it in from right here. Very tricky. He's a tricky pony, man. He's a tricky guy. Strong, good movement. Moves around pretty well for his size. I'm not really sure on his punching power, man. I mean, I haven't seen nothing real spectacular from Demetrius Andrade in that department, but I can say he has moderate power. His cons, a lot of times, man, his awkwardness could be his downfall, because I see lots of times he leaves himself open at certain points that somebody like Canelo Alvarez, which to me, like I said, I'm gonna be honest, I say he's a basic fighter, but he's a smart basic fighter. Is pretty much, if that makes any sense, he's a basic fighter with IQ. That's the problem. He's still basic as hell, but he's smart. If that makes any sense to you, man, that's the way I analyze Canelo Alvarez. And Demetrius Andrade, I'm not really sure. His IQ might be a little underrated. People might severely be underrating his IQ. I think he has a great ring IQ. So how does Demetrius Andrade fare against Canelo Alvarez? Well, I had gave him a good chance of winning that fight. But as things changed and he had other fights and Canelo has had other fights, had time to look back, analyze some things with them. And I think a fight between Demetrius Andrade and Canelo, I give Demetrius Andrade, man, a 60% chance of beating Canelo Alvarez. The reason why I say that is I think he leaves himself open too much. His awkwardness could be a problem for Canelo early on. I'm not sure if his defense I'm definitely sure his defense is not as on point as Caleb Plant. He's definitely going to get hit more than Caleb. I'm not sure how his chin is. His chin is questionable. We haven't seen Demetrius Andrade's chin really rocked or tested to the fullest, so we don't know yet. Similar to David Benavidez, his chin hasn't really been tested yet. That's why I said out of these three, Jamal Charlo, David Benavidez, and Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo's chin is the most proven, even if it, due to the level of fights, the caliber of fighters these dudes been fighting. Charlo's resume is much better. He has the better competition, even if it's not much, but it's better than those two. So yeah, I give him a 60% chance, man. He's gonna go in there. It'll end up more than likely looking like the Caleb Plant fight, minus defense. I don't think if he loses, it's not gonna go 11, man. It'll probably go less than Caleb. He's probably gonna, if he gets knocked out, he's not gonna last as long as Caleb did. It'll probably go about 7, maybe 8 rounds. Good thing is, Demetrius Andrade, maybe his engine might be a little bit better than Caleb Plant, so that's something else to consider. So the fight could possibly go the distance if Andrade, his awkwardness becomes special that night and he can evade and shit like that. It might go to the cards, but I'm not sure if he has the punch output to really outpoint Canelo, man. I know it might sound a little strange. He might not, but I'll give him a 60% chance of beating Canelo Alvarez due to the fact that I'm not sure if his power is enough to keep him off him. I'm not sure if he has the defense enough to thwart those punches from Canelo. I'm not sure if I'm not really concerned about his movement. I'm pretty sure he can move. That might frustrate him a little bit, but you know, he might even have more pop than Caleb Plant. So I think he might have more pop than Caleb. So I think he can do more damage to Canelo Alvarez than Caleb Plant could have. So that's another factor you got to consider. So I could give him a 60% chance, man. You know, so he just doesn't have. I don't think he has the poise or the discipline to really understand, you know, the type of fighter Canelo is, man. It's just the way I look at it now. After reevaluating both of these dudes, I still think the awkwardness is going to cause problems for Canelo if he mixes that awkwardness and keeps his defense sharp, and if he goes in there with some volume, with some snot behind them punches, he can definitely win that fight. But I can't really see that happening, man. I can't see it likely being the case. You know, I see Canelo more than likely probably KOing him if his chin can't withstand it. That's a big if, because we don't know. You know, so we just saw Caleb Plant. If he can take Canelo's punches, he was taking some shots from Canelo early on, but he got wore down. So I would say Caleb's chin is okay. I mean, he wasn't like on the floor convulsing. Like he didn't, the first time Canelo tapped his jaw, he didn't hit the floor or nothing like that. So no. So I'll say his chin is pretty tight. You know, most of the time when somebody don't have a chin, so to speak, the minute they get touched with a jab or whatever, then their chin might be a little questionable if you got knocked down and shit constantly and shit through that fight, or got knocked down by a jab, or you know, some shit like that, or he got just punched. It wasn't the hardest hit and he got knocked out flush, like knocked out cold. He wasn't knocked out cold. So that's just my take on it, man. So let me know what you think about this fight between Demetrius Andrade and Canelo Alvarez. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, and share. It's Rebel Life Boxing. Catch y'all later.